Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. In this episode, we're going to continue to work through our tech tree. We have most of the points taken care of, but we got a couple more to fill in here. So we got 2 more available right now, and I'm thinking about going down to the processing and getting some of the top tier best foods in the game going on, Meat Feast and Bakery. So the Meat Feast is going to allow us to get the gourmet shop, and then we have the bakery, which is going to give us the bakery. And we're going to get some good stuff happening. And the goods that we can't quite make yet, we can set up for. So we'll be looking pretty good with our food here. And we'll check out those buildings in a second. But I want to give you an update on what's going on here. So our water trading post has returned. So that means we should have enough cut stone to finish up our big building that we're working on up here. And it looks like, yep, that was the case. And we're getting some hammers on it. So we need 8,000 and we're at about 1,200. So in time, this episode for sure now, this will get completed. And we'll get to check that out. It'll be a cool thing to see. And we're working on this other wonder right down here, the Great Castle. And we still need a couple more bricks. We're looking for some more luxury furniture. So it's getting there. Needs a little bit more work, but we'll finish that up hopefully in this episode. At least get the goods there, hopefully. So that luxury furniture that we're looking for here. We were working on a lot of leather things in the last episode or so. And so we have our leather shop here, and then we have 2 luxury furniture factories ready to go here, but they aren't set up yet to be actually operating. We needed some goods here, so we need some seal fur, we need some refined leather, and we're still really low on that refined leather, but we do have a fishing port ready for some seal fur. So let's get one of these guys started up with 1 worker in it just for now. Let's go ahead and bump this up with another worker. So we have an okay amount of leather, and we were working on that leather with these hardwood pastures over here, and we now have 9 of them, looking great. We have 2 cows in there, we have 4 bison, 2 alpaca, and a geese. So this is looking great over in here. I can continue to expand down this whole way. We can even go over in this space. We're gonna have all sorts of good hardwood pastures going on. And then over in here, we're also upgrading our hardwood pastures. You can see we got all sorts of turkeys over there. We got another one good to go. We gotta move our geese over to the hardwood pasture. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Got our geese. This is pasture 35, and we'll transfer everybody over to there. And once we've done that, we will mark these for demo, and then we will put 1 more big hardwood pasture in there. And yeah, this is looking great, coming together. Hardwood pastures are super awesome. I mean, look at how many turkeys are in here. Like, we got a lot of them. We have 66 total turkeys in there, so a huge amount. Really like the hardwood pastures. Thanks for the nudge toward those. So those are looking good. We were working on our little area right in here. This is kind of our silk processing, trying to get some more luxury coats, custom gowns. We're utilizing some of that jewelry we have. Oh, and we're also using some more refined leather here as well. So that's where some of it's going to. In order to continue up that demand, we planted another dense orchard. We need to set that up for mulberries. We'll get that happening as well. And then this silkworm shed is going to be busy. We're going to have lots of mulberry leaves, lots of cocoons going out. And then our textile mill will continue to keep up, and we'll get lots more silk going. And then that production line will be looking a little bit better. If it gets really good, then we can maybe even put in an additional silkworm shed, maybe an additional textile mill. Back on this side of town, we have our fishing port that I just mentioned that we put in the last episode. It's good to go, obviously. So let's go ahead and grab our seal fur. So that's the thing that we want the most right now. Trying to supplement the need for the refined leather. Another great thing, of course, would be the lobsters for some food. So we probably want to put in yet another fishing port, and we can easily do that. So let's go ahead. We'll get the 4 workers in there. Can we upgrade? Oh, look at that. We can actually upgrade this. We're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get a little bit more of that action happening. And then let's get another one started up. So we're just talking about getting another one going. So let's do that. And then with this new one, just like our initial one right here, we're going to go for some lobsters. So let's go ahead and we'll fill this out with a couple more workers as well. And now we're down to 10 workers, 10 laborers. Not good. So we need to do a little bit more adjusting, slow down just a touch, and then we can absolutely do that. That's okay. We have a couple of events here on the timeline that I want to mention briefly. So we have a snowstorm. Temperature levels are going to drop really low. Warm clothes are going to be required to work outside. So this is, I think, where this gets like negative 70 Fahrenheit, so insanely cold. So we'll see that in just a second here. And then we have more immigrants on the timeline. Great timing. And then a fire, which isn't really going to be a thing because we have wells all over the place. Tons of water stored up. Yeah, and we're looking really great on most of our really basic stuff here. We have a ton of food. Somebody suggested maybe we kick back a couple workers from the farms, and we could probably do that. I do like having a big stockpile of food, and then we can just kind of grow freely and not have to be worrying about it. and I'm trying to get as much population as we can in this little playthrough right here before we decide to call it. But that was a good idea. We could definitely kick back a few farm laborers because we have a lot of our farms that are dense farms right now and everything's upgraded. So yeah, we're doing very, very good on food, and I like it like that. So we could cut back some of these over in here. These are the less efficient farms. So we could go ahead and let's check out our production and see what that looks like. So production graph, turn on graph mode, and then we want to look at food. And yeah, we're crushing it with food. We're making almost 3 times what we're consuming, which is a crazy amount. So yeah, so we could absolutely cut some of these back, and then that's going to give us a good amount of laborers, which would be a good thing to get. So what I want to do, I think, is let's reduce some of these food producers. I want to keep up with the things like flax and cotton and sugarcane, but let's cut back some of these food producers for now. And we'll take a good handful of workers out of there, several farms with 4 workers. So we have a couple workers now. That's excellent. And then we'll, of course, grab these immigrants when they get here, and we'll have even more to continue our wild growth. We are really low on iron, it looks like. Still pretty low on iron. So we have a couple deep mines going on. We only have the 4 right now. 2 of them are getting us the coal, and 2 of them are getting us iron. Now, let's go ahead and upgrade this one because we can. But we got to consider maybe getting some more deep mines going on and getting some more iron. We aren't keeping up, which is also in turn hurting our steel production. I noticed we are still really low on steel. Looks like we're okay now. We were kind of low on steel. We still probably want to get some more iron, though, because we're making iron tools. We're doing a bunch of stuff with iron. So let's go ahead and see if we can upgrade any of these. We're still waiting on a couple lanterns. As you can see here, I got a question mark lighting factory because I knew that was going to be a thing. So we are going to go ahead and try and create some more lanterns. We should be all right with oil, and we should be okay with glass bottles. Go ahead and get that going. We'll pump it up with workers, and we'll give them some steel tools because we can do that. Trying to get a little bit more of the steel happening, a little bit more iron, and then we can do some more upgrades and get these lanterns going as well. We only need a couple more lanterns, almost there, and then we'll get another one going and make sure that we got enough iron coming in, and that'll be a really good thing to have totally under control again. Another thing that I wanted to add a little bit more source material in is this pharmacy line. So we have herbs, right? We can grow herbs, and we're really short on herbs right now. You can see we have 3. So I put in 3 nurseries up over in here, right next door, so that we should have no problem with travel time once we get the herbs grown. And I want 3 of them, and then we're gonna go ahead and put workers in all 3 of these. Lots and lots of herb seeds coming in, exactly what I want to have going on. We'll do that, and then we should be able to create the medicinal powder with the herbs, this guy right here. And then what I would like to do further is get to special medicine. That's going to take the medicinal powder, glass bottles, and make a medicine. So this will be a very powerful tool to have. Really secure in our health for our people. We're doing great. We're over 100% on both health and happiness, so we're doing awesome with that. I just want to ensure that we keep it that way. So at the beginning of the episodes, when we grabbed our techs, we got the bakery and the gourmet shop. So let's go ahead and we'll check these guys out. Let's go ahead and we'll grab our gourmet shop, and we'll get this guy started up. This looks like a good enough area for a couple of these guys. So let's do the one for now, and then we'll see what recipes we can do. And then let's also grab a bakery and get a bakery going right next door. So we'll get these guys built up. We'll check them out and see what all we can do with them. And then while we're here, I think I'm gonna throw another outdoor kitchen in. Just because we have so much corn, and I want to get some more tacos going on. So we're gonna go ahead and let's put 2 down. We'll get lots more tacos coming in. Better happiness, of course, for our people, for more food, and that's just a good thing to have. It looks like we're kind of in the red on our clothing now. So looks like I'm at my cap for rough clothes. Okay, so it's 1,000. Let's go for 2,000. Get that upgraded, and we're still trying to work on not having only the rough clothing. I want to have lots of down jackets. I want to get past rough clothing. We're still there. It's a good thing to have for sure, but I definitely want to kick it up a notch here. So, you know what we could do? I was thinking we could take out the recipes that are using leather for clothing, because we're trying to refine that leather. And this is, of course, a demand on it. So we could do that, but, I think I'll just keep it for now. We have lots and lots of hardwood patches going on. We're just now getting to the slaughter cap on some of these. So we're getting there. We got some leather. That's pretty good output. 258 leather in a year. 326, even better. Yeah, so these are coming together quite nicely, and we could even upgrade some of these. These just take baskets to upgrade. Holy, yeah, we're going to do some upgrading here. All of the hardwood pastures now have baskets and reinforcement, so excellent. They are more efficient and indestructible, so that's really, really good. The one thing that I'm thinking about maybe doing is, since we took a couple of workers out of here for making food, It looks like we're kind of low on flax. Yeah, it seemed like it. So if we get some more flax going, we get some more linens. And when we get more linens, then we can make the rough clothing from linen instead of using it for leather. So we have lots of corn workers over in here, and unfortunately, it's kind of in the middle of the season, so swapping to a different product at this point is going to be kind of useless. We just got to hold up. In the wintertime, we got to remember to come back here, swap to more flax, and we'll get that happening for the rough clothing. So it looks like we are really short on brick. We know that because we are producing a giant castle with bricks. So we need to do a caravan, I think. We're going to do a bunch of bricks in that caravan, get this thing built up. Another thing that we're really short on is pottery, so I swapped one of our porcelain makers for pottery, so we're getting that coming in. And then the technology I want to grab, we should have immigrants here, like, now, pretty much. So this should jump back up pretty high. And then once we do that, I would like to utilize trade here. Let's go for high speed. So we need to get the large trading post first, so we can grab that, and then let's go ahead and get high speed. Yeah, there's our laborers up to 45. Excellent. Immigrants. Ooh, I love them. Okay, so we got our high speed. This is going to shorten the round trip time on caravans. So now I'm thinking, so we did our comparison for our water caravan and our regular caravans, and they were pretty comparable if you were sending 2 caravans out to 1 water trading post ship thing. They were pretty comparable. So I'm not sure if this technology affects the water trading post and the ground trading post. It just says caravan. They both just say caravan, so I'm not sure. So we go ahead and try and set this up. The problem being, of course, 20 labors is a lot for a 3% chance of death, and we're sitting at 36. Oh, but it is wintertime, so let's go ahead and slow down just a second. So what we wanted to do, remember, is come up over in here during the wintertime and swap some of these food producers to some flax producers. So we're going to go ahead and we'll do that. And let's go for a couple like that. That should be okay. What are you guys making in a year here? 1,700? That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll do 2 more like that, and then we'll see where we're sitting. And while we're kind of doing it, let's see what we're looking like for our food production. I don't want to take too many people out of there. Yeah, now we're making about twice as much as we're utilizing. So not too bad. I don't want to go too many more off the food production here, but we could maybe tweak 1 more. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Get 4 more workers. And then, yeah, let's come back over in here. Let's set up another water trading post, and we are going to get some of those nice bricks. All right, we got our water caravan set up. We're making tons of money selling all sorts of things, and then we're going to come back with 2,600 bricks. Let's go ahead and form it. So, yes, it does affect the round trip time for water trading posts as well, 354 days instead of well over 400.5 days. So let's go ahead and we'll form it. And that's going to take a little bit of time, of course, load up all those different goods, but then that's going to be underway, and that'll be a really nice thing to get lots of bricks coming in. I did pause this castle so that we could build some other stuff. All right, so that's well on the way, and I was just noticing that the Great Castle here, we don't need 1,600 bricks to finish this up. We're going to be using about half those bricks, so that's just fine. That's going to allow us to replenish our stock a little bit better. We have a couple buildings around town that we're looking for some brick to get completed, so we want to have that coming in. And then, speaking of which, we do have a couple of buildings that did get finished. So here's our outdoor kitchens. Remember, I was talking about tacos. Lots and lots of corn. Make tacos with that. And of course, since we can, let's go ahead and upgrade these guys. And then we come down to the bakery. So this is one of our newer buildings. The bakery does have a couple of shared recipes with the bread shop, but we have a couple of other goodies down over in here. So we have food for travel. I don't remember food for travel before. It looks like cookies and some vegetables, and then you get a little food for travel, some toast, croissants, a couple other things. So comboing the bakery goods. So that's kind of a neat little thing, and some other end game food producers. So that's cool. And then fruit cake, fruit pie, and pies. So for fruit pie, we need to make pies, and then honey, and then apples, which we could do. We have lots of these. Honey, we might be getting a little low on, only 1,000. We're utilizing honey for a couple things right now. So we might need to put a couple more apiaries in, which we could absolutely do. So pies, yes, we could do this. We have flour, and we have a good amount of butter these days. Oh, we don't have any chickens, so we can't do cake. We might have to get some chickens. We could also make cookies. So yeah, flour is going to be the thing that is going to be what's short for us right now. We do have the ability to make all sorts of these different recipes here. So let's go ahead. We're going to pick one that we can do right now. That's going to be the pie one. But we need some more flour. We probably will need some more butter here too if we keep making a couple more of these different things. So let's go ahead. We'll do pie. And then let's check on our flour. Let's see if we can upgrade anything before we go any further. Yep. Let's do the oven. Great. Okay. So we need to make some more flour, but the gourmet shop just finished. So let's see if there's anything else that we need to add in. So picnic, we need buffalo jerky or ham, which we could do, and then some coffee. So the buffalo jerky is something that we have the ability to make, and I believe that was with the barbecue house here. Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, so we have the ability to, but we just aren't right now. We're making turkey instead, which is a great thing to have. We're making 220 a year. So we're gonna have to put in a couple more barbecue houses, and I think let's do a couple of them. Like we'll start with 3. I think I want a couple more bakeries too. There's a couple of things I want on there. Let's go for 2 more bakeries and 2 more of our barbecue houses. We'll do that and get a lot of these other goods coming in. We can make some really great foods. This is gonna be a good thing to have going on for sure. With the gourmet shop, we looked at picnic. What's a delicacy? So baked lobster, we could do that, and veggie salad, we can do that. So we've had veggie salad for a while now, but we could definitely kick it up. And then feast, steak and beer. We don't even have any beer going on. So delicacy looks like it's going to be the thing that we want. So the baked lobster and then veggie salad. Both of these are really, really low. So we need to kick those up a little bit more. We're having 2 more barbecue houses coming in. We could do some baked lobster in there and then veggie salad. So let's go ahead. We'll set this to delicacy. But until we can really get those other base things going, let's pause it. But we know what we need to do now. We need more baked lobster and we need more veggie salad. So we need another veggie processing plant for that. This is kind of an older building. Let's go ahead and do it. So this is vegetables into veggie salad. So we may need to swap some of our farms over to just veggie. So let's plop one of these guys there, and we'll go one right there too. Kind of really focus this as a good food processing area. We got a transfer station over here too. Looking good. It's not even max capacity, so that's excellent. So this is a great little area set up right now. Lots of food going in. We got the transfer station to get it out around town, and we'll get these things built up and set up. So our bakery is good to go. So we were talking about pies. Let's go for another building working on pie for now. We could also put in a couple more workers, which we will definitely be doing here at some point. But let's just leave it like that for now. And now we're getting to the point where I went too wild again, and we don't have enough laborers for all the things that I want to build. So we're going to pause a couple of these, and we'll definitely revisit those in time here once we get a couple more laborers going, and we'll kick that off, get some more refined foods going, top foods. Got to have the best for our peeps in North Bend here. So we'll work on that, but we need the labor. So the buildings are getting completed, which is great. Let's get back over in here. I'll check this out. So good. Our caravan is on the way. We got all of the goods set up there. We're going to be getting our bricks back. This will have the bricks completed once we get those back, so we could maybe check on our luxury furniture production and see where we're sitting at for that. So we got our luxury furniture here. We got plank steel, great. And then seal fur, good. We are utilizing that. And remember, we were getting the seal fur from our fishing port right here, bringing in a little bit every year. So that's working out pretty great. Our second fishing port's good to go over here. We got lots of lobster. Got 4 people working in that, trying to get more of the baked lobster happening. So we have the beginnings part of that industry going on. We just need a little bit more workers, and we can really get it going. Okay, so we still are waiting for upgrading our senior mines to deep mines. We're still waiting on lanterns. We need to get that still further refined. So let's go ahead. We'll check on our base stuff. So we have our lamp oil at 0. Okay, well, that would be why we aren't producing enough lanterns. Well, that was easy. We're going to go ahead and let's grab another one of these lighting factories. Our little area here is plump full. Look at that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll get that guy put in right there. Again, laborers. But we've had people graduating, so we do have a handful of laborers now, which is excellent. And then I'll focus on the lighting factory, I think, for now. And we'll get that one built up and then operating to make sure that we can make enough of those lanterns to continue to serve our iron ore. Really, really low on that iron ore, so I don't want to get too far away from it. Looks like more immigrants on the timeline, which is going to be a good thing for sure. And then we have plague. So, right on time, after building the nurseries here and working on our pharmacies to make that medicinal powder, we have a little bit of a stock going on now, which is absolutely perfect. Exactly what I needed to do. So let's swap one of these pharmacies to the special medicine. Since we have powder now and we have some glass bottles, we'll do that. And then by this plague, hopefully we have at least a couple medicines good to go. And then we can do that and we'll be good to go with those guys. With our veggie processing plants that we just put in, we need to have one of these veggies, of course. And chili is the one that we've been utilizing earlier. So let's go ahead and find some chilies. We'll swap one of these fields to chili. So we have lots of corn. We know that already. We've been making tacos with it. Yada, yada, yada. So then let's go ahead and switch some of these to chilies. and we'll go ahead and we'll do all 3 of these to chilies and get a whole bunch more coming in. And while we're here, let's look at our flax production. And our flax production is great. It's exactly what I wanted it to do, adding those extra farms to it. So we'll leave it like that. We might be a little excessive for what we're producing, but for now, we'll just leave it, and we'll check back soon and see if we need to adjust. But we need to find our textile mills that are making us linen. So here's one right here. We are short workers, still down to 5, so I don't want to put any more laborers in there right now, but we'll just keep our eye on it. We have the base, so we need to put in a couple more linens. So we'll go ahead and see if we can upgrade anything. Easy thing to do. And we got gears, so let's go ahead and do that. And then let's go around and we'll see if we have gears for anybody else, and we can upgrade those as we need to. So we'll go ahead here and put gears in this one, and we'll upgrade all the other textile mills as well. All right, great. All the textile mills now have gears in them, that 10% efficiency increase. Very nice to have. So hopefully with that adjustment, with the flax adjustment, we should have lots of linens, which then in turn will mean we have lots of rough clothing, which then means we can uncheck this so we can utilize the leather for the more advanced leather recipes and use the linen in its place. So that's my whole intent with this. I think it will work out just fine to do so. So yeah, and we're also utilizing linen for the down jackets, and we have tons of feathers. By doing that flax and getting the linens up and running better, we have all sorts of goodies now covered, and we are increasing our clothing to be even better. We have good food, good clothing. Things are coming together in our town here. We're looking at almost 1,300 population, maybe about 1,300. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that number. I'm going to continue to work on this town. I'm kind of enjoying playing a little bit more in the end game. A lot of times I just hit the end of the technology tree and we just kind of quit. I never really continue after end game. So I'm going to do that a little bit more. We got our meat feast, we got our bakery in this episode. We're going to continue to work on some of those high-end foods, but again, we need some of those laborers, and we'll do that once we get these immigrants here. So let's just kind of hold up. We're going to wait. I want to see what this plague does. I think we'll snuff it out here pretty quickly, but let's see what that does. And then we're going to put in a couple more dense farms, I think, for some more chilies. And we'll go ahead and we'll do that, and I'll bring you back right before the plague and see what that does to us. All right, the plague has broke out. So let's see what we got going on with that. While we were waiting for the plague, I just put in a couple things down here. We got a transfer station. We got a couple of dense farms for some more chilies. I'm just going to turn them off for now. I want to see what the harvest is with these chilies. If we can run our veggie processing plants okay with those, then we don't really need the dense farms. Or we could even upgrade these to dense farms as well. These are just regular farms, so they could use a little bit more love for some density increase. And it looks like, just as I thought, the plague comes and we snuff it out very, very quickly. We have diseases under control, which is a great thing, a great confirmation from that disaster. Okay, so we got that. We got our caravan back, so that guy's good to go. We got some laborers back, very nice. So let's come back over in here. We will have a merchant ship here shortly, so we got to check that for a blueprint, and then we'll have more immigrants even, and then we'll be looking really, really great for workers, and then we can expand what we want to expand a little bit more. So we got 27 laborers right now. Let's go ahead and get a couple of these things kicked off. So we have our veggie processing plants that are waiting for chilies right now, but we will have a bunch once harvest comes in. So let's put a couple more workers in here, get that ready, and then we have our bakery here that could use a little bit more workers. So we have enough butter, but we need some more flour. So we can go ahead and we'll check out our mills as well. But let's go ahead, we'll put the one more worker in there for now. And then we have our barbecue houses that we need a little bit more lobster action happening, and buffalo jerky. So let's go ahead, we'll do a baked lobster again, get that one started up, and then we'll get our worker in there. And then let's go ahead and go for buffalo jerky as well. And we'll do that. And let's max out these workers, get these guys really going. And then, of course, we want to check for upgrades. We can do that. All right, looking good. So we're upgraded now. I really like the production of these upgrades nowadays. Instead of having to trade for ovens, bell towers, whatever, this is very nice that we can create them, build some new buildings, upgrade them right away, and they're just better right off the bat. I really like that. Okay, so we got the 3 workers in there for our veggie processing plant. Lots of chilies in there even. Let's get some veggie salad started up. We have 2 people making our baked lobsters. So we could ban the baked lobsters and then work on delicacy. So let's double check delicacy. Baked lobster, veggie salad. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll put 1 person in there. I want to point out this delicacy, minus 40% stress rate. So that's, yeah, we need a lot of that. So let's go ahead and we'll do that. So our delicacy is going to be utilizing baked lobsters and veggie salads again. let's go ahead and we'll hit I, and then we're going to go into our stock management. We're going to find our baked lobster. It's going to be under simple foods. So we're going to go ahead. We will ban baked lobster. And then we also want to ban veggie salad. So we'll go ahead. We'll ban both. And then we'll begin to accumulate a stockpile, which will then be put towards delicacies. And that's going to be a very, very powerful food to have going on. The minus 40% stress is going to be great. So we definitely want to have that. The baked lobster is pretty good by itself, minus 10% stress. But let's put that toward minus 40 with the delicacy. That's going to be so nice to have. Before we go, I want to show off the Great Palace here. It is completed, and look at this. We got 5-6 more administrator places. That's so good. So yeah, this Great Palace, excellent thing. They did change the fact that you don't have to get rid of the town hall in order to create it, but it looks like you can control that from both places. You get all sorts of new administrators. Those are very powerful things to have. And when you got as much money as we do right now, you can reappoint a bunch of these, 5,000 coins at each time. So really, we just do one caravan of sell a bunch of stuff. We have enough to reappoint a bunch of people. So we are absolutely going to go ahead and assign some more of these administrators. Let's see what we got here. New citizens acquired +8, and merchant ships carry more goods. Yeah, let's do that one. And then we're going to go ahead and see what the next one is. Construction proficiency, +1 point. And trading proficiency, let's go for construction. I don't really like that one that much, but let's reappoint Tyler there. Logistics proficiency is good, and livability. Ooh, I think both of these are pretty good. Let's go for livability, trying to reduce that stress. I think that's what that might be for. I'm hoping that's what that's for. We'll check that out. I think that's, if you go into, yeah, livability proficiency here, we're already 3 stars on these, so I think those might be not relevant anymore because we're maxed out with everything. Max house occupants +1 and efficiency of processing structures. I'm going to do efficiency of processing and then reappoint that person as well. 2 more people. Citizen stress -10. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and reappoint that one. And then finally, existence of tombstone irrelevant. So we're going to go for the tech point. Wow. Okay, so that's super great. I really like the Great Palace. Worth all the effort that took. That was a long build, but we got it going. We got to utilize it, get some more of those administrators, and we have 2 more points ready. So what we want to do probably in the next episode, we'll maybe fill out the rest of this trade tree a little bit here, or we can come down and work on our logistics and go supply delivery station. Maybe we'll do that. But not many tech points left. So we're going to continue to develop our town. It's coming together great. And I think with that, that's going to be it for this episode of Settlement Survival. I hope you're not too hungry after watching this food-based episode here. But thanks for coming and hanging out and watching with me. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival. Have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night.